Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 3 ways in which you may be sabotaging your career without knowing. I have worked for the past 7 years. I have worked in about 3 companies. I have applied for multiple number of jobs in that period. I've worked with different individuals, all throughout my career. I've worked in finance. I've worked in the education industry. I've worked as human resource. I've worked as project manager. I've worked as an auditor. Now I'm an investment banker, and yeah, that's the summary of my career so far. I realized that when people think about their career, they're thinking about their current job. Look, your career is the entire period from when you enter the workforce to when you leave the workforce. That's your entire career. Now, some people have one career. You have a finance career from beginning to end. You are working in different finance jobs. Some people have different careers. This video is about how you may be sabotaging your entire career journey. That's a long time. That's a very long spread out time that you may be sabotaging today if you are not being careful. The very first one is by being complacent. Now, when I was at PwC, there's a phrase that the HR lady there said to us when we first joined, and that phrase has remained in my head till today. She said, your career is in your hands. Let that sit with you. Your career is not in the hands of your HR person at work. Your career is not in the hands of your boss. Your career is not in the hands of your parents or anybody else but you. You are the one that controls your career. You are the one that benefits from your career. And what that means is that you are the only captain of your ship. If you don't steer your career in the direction you want it to go, it's not going anywhere. It's not going to remain somewhere there for years. And many times, people are focusing on jobs. What's my next job? Can I get that job? Without thinking about how does this play on my entire career journey. Even now, if you are in a job, are you thinking about your entire career in relation to that job? So complacency is the first killer of your entire career. Now, what's complacency? Complacency is when you're just comfortable. You're not being deliberate about what you are doing. You're not being deliberate about the jobs you are doing, the tasks you are being assigned to. You're not being deliberate about the projects you are involving yourself in. You're not being deliberate about building a network for your entire career. You're not thinking about how many years you want to spend in each job. I shared a video earlier about lessons I've learned in my 7-year career so far. And one lesson I shared there was about setting a goal for every job that you take. If you've not yet watched that video, I'm going to put a link to it here. You want to go back and watch that video and learn some lessons that I've learned as well. But if you are being complacent about your career, if you're not thinking about your career as an active item of your life, if you're not thinking about what am I doing in 5 years' time, where do I want to be career-wise in the next 2 years, in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, your career is going to go nowhere. It's going to remain dead, put somewhere. And one thing I've also realized, the reason why this happens to people's careers is because when you're looking for a job, you are out there, you're hustling, you're trying to prepare a CV, you are doing things to make yourself employable. Most people, after they get a job, they forget completely about their CV. If I ask you now that you are watching this video, when last did you update your CV? Yes, I'm coming for you inside your house. When last did you update your CV? Many people will tell me, the last time I was looking for a job. Wrong answer. You want to be looking at your CV regularly and be seeing, are you adding new skills? Are you learning new lessons? Do you understand? So complacency is cancer. Don't just give up on your career once you find a job. Your career is not that particular job. Your career is other jobs that will come, after that job. Or your career may even be, you've been in that job for a very long time, but you want to be active, thinking about your career. That is the very first killer. Second killer of careers that can kill your career is a misplaced sense of loyalty. Oh God, I can sit down and talk all day about loyalty at work, loyalty to a job, and all sorts of loyalty. And this is a very, very touchy subject. I feel like when people discuss it, I feel like people don't discuss it enough. Number 2, I feel like when they discuss it, I feel like everybody's trying to be politically correct about this loyalty of a thing. Now, I'm not saying don't be loyal at your job. I'm not saying don't be loyal to your boss. For God's sakes, be loyal to your job, be loyal at your boss. Do the work they are paying you to do. Do the work you promise that you are going to do. Be a honest person, be a person of integrity. What I'm saying is that do not have a misplaced sense of loyalty to a job that you don't have equity in, and they have not promised to employ you for the next 10 years. Don't cancel me yet. What am I saying? Let's say you get an opportunity, right? Let's say you are currently a software engineer. You are a junior software engineer in a software company where you've been working for the past 3 years. In the past 3 years, you've not been promoted. Your salary has not been increased. You're not working on anything challenging. Nothing special is happening in the job for the past 3 years. You are just working. And they get an opportunity to move to a different company, right? Maybe at a higher role, at a higher pay. But then you begin to feel like, can I leave now? What would they say about me if I leave? What will happen? I'm the only one on my team that can do this task. If I leave now, who will do this task? That's a misplaced sense of loyalty. It's very misplaced. Do you know why? If you were to die tomorrow, I was going to ask you in a very simple way. If you were to die tomorrow, do you think they'll say, this person has died, let's not hire someone to fill his role. Let's just decorate his seat and leave his seat there permanently just to honor him? The answer to that question is no. I've seen it happen, and anybody will tell you that it doesn't happen anywhere. Except that the owner of the company, well, they will cry for you for a day. But what could continue that day? So the day you die, emails will be sent, meetings will be had, calls will be made. The company will keep running because it's capitalism. Oh God, I'm feeling bad. I feel like I'm giving bad advice. But it's the truth. Life will go on. Money will be made. Things will continue. Like, many awesome people have died. Presidents have died. CEOs of companies have died. And the company still opens, their shelf, their businesses, right? So if you get a better opportunity somewhere, and it's good for you, it's good for your career, you can actually go and take it. And I genuinely believe that if you are working in a company that appreciates you as a human being, they'll be very happy that you are taking another opportunity to develop yourself. That is very true. And that's why many good companies have alumni associations. I've been privileged to work for companies that are awesome, that actually have very good alumni networks. And they'll tell you that if you have a better job, actually go and take that job because you are contributing to the alumni network. Do you understand? So let's say I'm working for a company now, a software company, and you get another job where you'll be able to learn, more skills that you currently have right now. It's actually a plus for that company. Do you know why? Because in a few years' time, if they genuinely like you and they need you, they can bring you back from that company at a higher position, at a higher pay. Like if they need help for a program 5 years down the line, they now know you. You are already in their network. So it's actually good for them, for you to actually go out and learn those skills. Do you get? Like say that your family is not happy, they are trying to expand yourself, expand your horizon, develop yourself. Every good family, right, will be happy that you are trying to expand your life. Every good family will be happy that you are trying to just take strides and be better than your current position. And that's where I believe that jobs should be, work environments should be. So first of all, work in a place that wants you to develop as a person. And another thing again is that do not lose your sense of loyalty. Be loyal to a company, do your job. Your loyalty is to do your job well. Do your job very, very well. When it comes to your work, let nobody be able to fault you that you're not doing your job well. Pick up any slack. Be loyal, do your job well, do what you have promised to do. But that is it. You are not an equity owner in the company. So don't begin to worry about things that are not currently your problem. That's why your companies have notice periods. If you have to leave, let them know ahead of time. If you give them 1 month advance, 3 months advance, that's enough time to hire somebody, to train somebody else in that skill that you currently have. So do not misplace your sense of loyalty and think that you can just be in a company and be there for 10 years and then you'll be awesome. No. Good water flows, doesn't remain stagnant. Move. The third thing I'm going to share in this video that you may be doing, that may be stabilizing your entire career, is that you are not balancing learning with money. Let me explain like this. Some job opportunities will not make you more money, but they will allow you to learn. A good example is working in a Big 4 firm. If you're working in a Big 4 firm, you will agree with me that you're not being paid a lot of money compared to what people that have the level of experience you have that are in industry are earning. We will agree. We also agree that they are paying you probably enough to be comfortable. But those kind of jobs are learning opportunities. In those jobs, you learn a lot. You, as in, I've been there, I can tell you that they will put you in scenarios where you think that you will need 2 years, 3 years to learn outside. Working in this kind of companies, you learn a lot. Those jobs are made for learning. If you stay in that company for 4 or 5 years, you can live there and go and be a CFO of that company. Whereas if you are in the industry, 4 years after being in the industry, you will be ready to be a CFO. But those jobs are there jobs for learning. And they are jobs that are there for making money. For example, industry jobs, like when I was auditing in PwC, if I had left and I had gone to a Chevron or an ExxonMobil, I'll be making maybe like 10 times what I was earning in a big 4 firm in PwC at the time. That job is for making money. You can be in that position and you'll be promoted for a number of years. The salary will be awesome. You'll be earning a lot of money, but career-wise, you will not move up. The title may not change, right? You might not work on any difficult transaction that will actually stretch you as a person. So, but in that place, you'll be okay. You'll be making a lot of money. But whereas in a company like this, where you're learning a lot, they're promoting you every 6 months, you're moving up very, very fast. In that company is money. Many times, I think when people make a mistake, they don't optimize. They're not deliberate about which one they are optimizing for. Do you understand? Sometimes in your life, if you are still junior in your career, I'll tell you to optimize for learning. Learn a lot while you are still young, while you still have the strength to work long hours, while you still have the strength to travel up and down. You take every learning opportunity that you can learn, that you can get. Learn a lot. Optimize for jobs that allow you to learn. Jobs that have staff training. Jobs that pay their staff to go for training. Jobs that bring training services into the company. These are jobs that will allow you to learn. Jobs that promote you very quickly. When you are in your first job, don't get a job that you'll be there for 3 years that being promoted. It's career suicide. Because 3 years after, you'll still be in the same position. Your mates have moved up. You can never catch up again forever. That's what I mean by career suicide. Do you understand? When you are fresh, you are still like less than 5 years in your career, optimize for learning. Take jobs that they may not pay you so much. Be comfortable. I'm not saying suffer. They should pay you enough that you are comfortable. But then you should learn a lot. You want to milk that job. You want to milk that job for everything is available to teach you. Work very hard. Volunteer for the difficult transactions so that you can learn. Is that period of time when you want to be doing your CFA, you want to be doing your ACCA, you want to be doing every professional qualification that you can lay hands on. You want to go for an MBA. In that period of time, you are optimizing for learning. If you've done 5 years, 10 years in a particular career, now you can now optimize for money. At that time, to be very honest, what are you learning? Like, what are you learning again? Right? There might be new things to learn, but you have learned enough now. Now it's time to begin to deploy your knowledge, to be able to begin to leverage what you've learned, your experiences that you have gathered, and let that experience begin to make money for you. If you're married by this time now, right, you want a job that allows you peace of mind, where you're not traveling up and down every second, every hour. You are in a managerial position where you can be there for 5 years. Now nobody will blink an eye. Nobody will think that you are being stagnant because you are a manager, essentially. Do you understand? You can be in a position for a long time now. You are earning a lot more money. You are now, involved with helping to raise other people. You have many benefits like leave days, pension, medical insurance. Those are things that begin to matter to you when you are like 10 years, 15 years in your career. So this is a thing that I think many people do, is that you don't optimize learning or money. Every time you are choosing a job, decide, in this job, what am I optimizing? Am I learning here or is it for money? Decide, be very clear with yourself. Am I going to this job for money or am I going there to learn? Remember that if you're going there to learn, I'm not saying be broke. I've found out a job that paid me less than I thought I was worth. Like one time, I got a job and I was going there to learn, but they were paying me too little. Like I couldn't afford to even pay transport to get to the job, and I turned the job down. I was like, no, even though I'm learning, I am not going to suffer because I'm still working. So what I'm going to say is, like, even though you are optimizing for learning, you are still making enough money to be comfortable. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I hope that from this video you have learned something. I hope that you've taken something away that you will go and correct in your career going forward, and you try to redeem yourself and not commit career suicide in the future. So those are the lessons I'm going to share with you today. If you like the content I shared, if you like what I said, please press the like button. Just like it, because I'm asking you kindly. Please help me so that YouTube can recommend my video to other people that are awesome like you, and they can also watch this video and be encouraged with it as well. If you like what I shared in this video, please subscribe. I'm going to be making a lot more videos around my career lessons and things about my finance career so far as well. Thank you very much, guys, for your comments, for your questions, for your likes, for following me on Instagram, subscribing to my channel. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below or send me an email on my website. I will respond to all of them. If you have any other thing you want me to make a video on as well, please leave it for me in the comment section, and I'll be sure to do that. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.